I'm Steve. This is the Life and Sad Ending channel, and today we're talking about that great actor, Christopher George. Christopher George was born in Royal Oak, Michigan on February 25, 1931. His parents were Greek immigrants, and George didn't even speak English until he was around 6 years old. The family moved to New Jersey, and when George started speaking English, his father also sent him to a Greek school so the boy would not forget the Greek language. That was where George first became interested in acting and was performing in Greek plays. As a teen, his family moved once again, this time to Miami, Florida, where George attended Miami Senior High School. He was athletic and participated in several sports. When George was young, he considered becoming a priest in the Greek Orthodox Church, but instead he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps in 1948 when he was 17, serving during the Korean conflict. Later, George attended the University of Miami, where he earned a degree in business administration. George held many jobs before becoming an actor, including being a private investigator and a bartender. He held black belts in karate and judo, sometimes working as a bouncer in some rough establishments. Eventually, George began acting in New York, performing on the stage and in TV commercials. Later, doing TV work in shows like Naked City and Bewitched. In films, he was seen in the movie In Harm's Way in 1965. In that film, he worked with John Wayne, and they became good friends. Later, he appeared in John Wayne's movies El Dorado, Chisholm, and The Train Robbers. From 1966 to 1968, over the course of 2 seasons, George played the lead role of Sergeant Sam Troy on the TV show The Rat Patrol, which took place in northern Africa during World War II. While filming a scene in early 1967, George was seriously injured when the Jeep he was riding in flipped on its side. Doctors initially thought he had broken his back, but it turned out to be just badly sprained. Following the cancellation of the Rat Patrol, he starred in another short-lived series called The Immortal, which lasted only 15 episodes in the 1970 and 71 season.
This man has a singular advantage over other men. Ben Richards is immune to every known disease, including old age. Periodic transfusions of his blood can give other men a second, a third lifetime, perhaps more.
Find Ben Richards.
The effects of a transfusion are only temporary. I must therefore control Ben Richards' life permanently.
He's the most valuable man in the world, but he's no good to me dead.
George continued working on TV shows through the 1970s, doing guest roles on many popular shows like Owen Marshall, Police Story, SWAT, Charlie's Angels, and Fantasy Island. He famously appeared nude for Playgirl magazine in 1974. George went on to appear in a few horror, sci-fi, and B-movies, including Dixie Dynamite, Day of the Animals, City of the Living Dead, and his last movie, Mortuary, in 1983. George met his future wife, Linda Day, when they were both modeling for a fashion photo shoot. She was dressed as a bride, and he was dressed as a groom. As a married couple, they appeared in several TV and film projects together. They had 2 children, a daughter and a son. George was very close to family friend Vanna White, and she considered him sort of an uncle. George and his wife helped her get her start when she came to L.A. Sadly, on November 28, 1983, after dinner at home with his wife, he felt sudden chest pains and was taken to a hospital where he later went into cardiac arrest and was pronounced dead at 10:35 p.m. He was only 52 years old. After his death, some had blamed the injuries in the Jeep crash while working on the Rat Patrol to have contributed to his death. However, George frequently smoked cigars and was a heavy drinker and had previously had heart surgery. He was interred at Pierce Brothers Westwood Village Memorial Park and Mortuary in Los Angeles. You know, I'm getting this close to having 250,000 subscribers. If you could help me out, hit that subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time, unless I come to my own sad ending.